Food O'Clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we have some Japanese pork noodles to show you. They're by the wonderful Nissin Noodles. Now I really like Nissin noodles. I find the quality really good, the flavour's really good. They're 100 grams, 500 millilitres of hot water you need for these. So you can either put them in a pan. In Welsh we call it a saucepan, saucepan fach, or you can either put them in a bowl, put the powder in, cover the bowl for 3 minutes, and then eat your noodles. I think I'm going to go down there, put them in a pan, boil them in a pan, and come back when they're cooked. But now, I've called them Japanese noodles in the video. They're actually produced in Hungary, which, I suppose, let's be fair, we're all living in this kind of like, everything's tracked these days, isn't it? Even your noodles. If these came all the way from Japan, you're going to have somebody somewhere scratching their head, aren't you, going, oh, why ain't they produced in Europe? Well, they are. They are. They're produced in Hungary. For all you footprint people out there. Right. I'm not anti-footprint, by the way, or I'm not for footprint. I'm just making my point. There's people to and for these arguments of travelling food across the world, isn't there? And I'm just saying that, leave me out of it. If they're produced in Hungary, hopefully they're authentic Japanese flavoured noodles. Let's go and cook them and get into it. Right, what I plan to do with these noodles is boil off a lot of that water, drain them, and then add the, well, now that feels like a liquid to me. That definitely feels like a liquid more than a powder, and that even more so. So we're going to drain the noodles. Once they're cooked, get rid of all that liquid, and then of course give them a review. Right, I've drained the noodles. Time to get these flavourings in. Now this is definitely, well, it's called a seasoning oil. So it's definitely a liquid of some sort. Oh, look at that. I love these kind of Asian, Japanese style noodles. As this is made in Hungary, I also love the Hungaro ring, if you're watching from Hungary. What a racetrack that is. One of the world's finest racetracks is the Hungaro ring in Hungary. Okay, so what I thought I thought the second pack was an oil too, but it's not a liquid, it's actually powder. So we're going to try and kind of mix this powder in now. Maybe they wanted to put the powders and the oils in with the liquid, but for me, I think if you do that, you're going to start to lack on that flavour. Once it becomes like really unconcentrated, like I'm not eating any more powder than I would if they were diluted in liquids. I'm still consuming that same powder. It's just a case of giving it a real good mix up. Right. I'm quietly confident they're mixed up. Let's get in. Pork noodles from Hungary/Japan. Oh. Of course, that concentrated powder has made it quite salty. That's only natural. Ooh. But it's also made that pork flavour quite concentrated, a little bit more. That, I think it's MSG. I think those little packs of oil, the seasoning oil there, I think that's actually a little bit of MSG. That's what you'll find in your McDonald's, your Burger Kings, your KFCs. When you drive past thinking, I'm not that hungry, and then you smell it. MSG is that kind of smell you get that makes you go, oof, I need to drive into McDonald's. And you get that. You get that in the oil here in these noodles. It's quite prominent. It's quite lovely. There's probably not a human being out there that wouldn't like MSG. It's almost like the cat version of catnip. If I was a cat and this is catnip, I would be eating it as fast as I'm eating these noodles with MSG in them. Salty, but decent. Good quality noodle. There's definitely a difference between your really cheap noodle and something like this. You can buy, now I bought these in Asda. They were about £1 to buy. But equally, if you wanted to buy a pack of noodles for 30p, in the same aisle, you can go and do so. It's a bit like craft beer. You can buy a craft beer for £1 and maybe not expect too much. Or you can buy a craft beer for £7 and expect the world. Same with noodles. 30p noodles, they're alright. Pound noodles with seasonings and MSGs, much better. Really good. Really, really good noodles. And I'll be honest, this company here, Nissin, the Demae Ramen brand of noodles, is an iconic brand of noodles. They're a very, when you see them, you think, yeah, there's your Ferrari or your Rolls Royce or your Mercedes Benz of the instant noodle world. I was in Asda. I wasn't looking for noodles. I just so happened to go down the world food aisle and I thought, I seen them and I thought, I've not reviewed them. They're gonna be good. For the sake of £1, let's throw them in the trolley. And I threw them in the trolley about a month ago. And I'm just getting around to them now. And it's just that sort of kind of like, almost like flippant purchase where you go, rainy day, chuck them in the trolley, rainy day food to either eat or in my case, to review. They've turned out to be spectacular. They are fantastic. A really good quality Japanese noodle from Hungary. Noodles are nice and soft. Pork is nice in there. MSG is nice, of course. Your salts, your seasonings, all very good. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom, cheers.